Hello, everybody. We're going to be talking about the number 3 game on this list. Shocker. It's Resident Evil 4, which...
Whoa, but that's the 4th one, not the 3rd one.
Yeah, I know. The 3rd one was number 1. If you're wondering, yes, Resident Evil 3 was on our best PS1 games list, but the sequel sadly got to number 3. Now, sadly, one of our associates here wanted this game to be number 1 and fought us hard, but we all voted him.
Yeah, fuck all of you for that.
Yeah, but I
put it at number 8.
Yeah, you did. You fuck. Anyway, this is my pick, so I'm going to tell you why Resident Evil 4 is the most memorable horror game. I'm going to remind. Okay, so the reason why this is the most memorable horror game is when I know that when I first think of horror, the first horror game that I ever played was Resident Evil 4. And what a damn great introduction for me to get into horror games. This game had literally did something different from what you usually did with the original. The original had the tank controls, but this one added something a little bit more different. It's got you got it from a third
UTEs.
Yeah, exactly. So it allows you to do that positioning from a different position, which made the game a lot more playable. And it made it easier to solve. Also, the puzzles were memorable, but one thing that we all agree that Mist already said that is memorable. What is that one thing that is memorable, Mist?
Lake Monster!
Exactly! The Lake Monster is one of the most memorable things in this game. So much so that they tried to bring that back in the remake, which had... It was not.
Well, it wasn't as memorable.
No,
they fixed it.
Scary, as I remember.
I think the mechanics of the fight are better in the remake, but the introduction to the Lake Monster it's iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic. Yeah.
And also just the idea of, you go to the edge of the dock, you shoot the lake a few times, and he just bursts out and gets you.
And it says you're dead.
And that makes you jump.
Yeah.
What the remake does that's less effective is it triggers a cutscene where it comes out and gets you. So it's like, something's about to happen.
Right.
It's less of a shocker.
Yeah, I think with this game, the Lake Monsters is obviously one of the most memorable things in this game, but it does give you shock value. It does give you shock, visuals. It does give you that. The one thing I do remember...
That was a legitimate jump scare for me, because the first time I played that and didn't know what I was doing and died, that genuinely scared me.
Right. It did genuinely scare me too, because I didn't know what was coming. But
another good jump scare, Oven Guy.
Oh yeah, Oven Guy.
Oven Guy was a good jump scare the first time.
Oh yeah. But there's...
Chainsaw Man.
But there is...
Dr. Salvador.
Oh boy, damn it. But if there is one memorable thing in this game that literally stood the test of time, that stood the test of time of any type of game, that the remake almost got right, but I feel like they didn't, was the Merchant. The Merchant is the most iconic guy in this damn game. Welcome!
Welcome!
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Not enough cash.
Traitor.
Yeah. People are going to be doing impressions of that guy until the heat death of the universe.
Exactly. Like
I think we're all glossing over like the elephant. The real elephant in the room, though, is that Resident Evil 4 revolutionized how games were developed, built, how they function, gameplay elements, how games control. For the rest of time, almost every like major action-oriented or stealth-oriented or horror-oriented game since Resident Evil 4 has featured now over-the-shoulder tank controls, the fuck, I'm losing my mind here. Well, they had QTEs for a while, but they got rid of that.
Right.
You know, the button mapping, shoulder buttons to aim and fire. Now, Resident Evil 4 didn't quite do that, but later installments started to.
Right.
But Resident Evil 4 changed the landscape of how games are made.
It did.
Now, it's also memorable for, you know, being as divisive as it is. It's pretty universally loved now, but Resident Evil 4 was a massive departure from the Resident Evil formula.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't just change the gameplay and the perspective, but it also marked a major departure away from like the horror and the gore stuff into more campy action. Now, if you ask me, Resident Evil was always campy. It was always filled with silly one-liners.
Jill Sandler.
And ever since Resident Evil 2, it's been pretty action-oriented.
Right. Now,
but Resident Evil 4 really started becoming the Fast and the Furious of gaming.
Exactly. Now, I will say this about Resident Evil 4 that is very, very good. I want to get Scott to chime in on this. One thing about Resident Evil 4 that's great is the fact that it gives us more in-depth characters, and a lot of, like I said, there's more in-depth characters in this game. There's more things in this game to do. And just like I said, there's a reason why this is number 3. As we said before in the previous of the number 5, which is the Sands of Time, why we put it at number 5. If you look at the Sands of Time, like I said, it goes back to replay availability. There is replay availability, yes. Is this game replay? Yes, there is replay availability with all 5 of these. But the difference between that game and this game is the fact that there is more memorable characters in this damn game than Prince of Persia. There's a lot more characters that you remember in Prince of Persia.
Well, yeah, there are 2 characters in Prince of Persia.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but compared to several,
the Prince and Farah.
Yeah, and in this game, there's so many different characters, side characters that you will remember.
Leon, Hunnigan, the Merchant, Ashley, love her or hate her, she is memorable. But now I can only ever hear Sandy Cheeks when I hear the original voice actress.
You want to talk about Texas?
Luis, Ada, not to mention the bad guys, Sadler, Salazar, Chief Mendez.
Yeah, this game has a lot more characters and a lot more memorable shit. Yeah,
and let's talk about you mentioned replayability. I mean, Resident Evil has prided itself on being a replayable series.
right.
With Resident Evil 4, especially when you on the PS2 version and Wii version, and on the PS4, upscaled remaster, whatever they want to call HD remaster, you get the main game. You get Separate Ways. You get Operation Ada. You get the Mercenaries. And all of those, you get unlockable alternate outfits.
Right.
And in addition to all those, like they reward you for playing them. You unlock infinite ammo weapons, the Chicago typewriter. Everyone loves the Chicago typewriter. The Plagas thing that I never unlocked because I suck at that game, except for the Wii version.
Right.
The alternate outfit's Ashley in a suit of armor that makes her completely invincible.
Right.
And also changes the animation if Leon has to catch her, like when she jumps off a ladder. If she's in the suit of armor, it drops him to his knees from the weight.
Right.
And he grabs his back when he stands up. Or if you put Leon in the mobster outfit and you reload the Chicago typewriter a couple of times, he will take his hat off and flip it in the air.
This game is fucking awesome.
It is memorable. It is awesome. It oozes style and campy charm.
Right. Scott, what you got to say about this game?
I didn't play it.
All right.
All right, Scott, that's good for you.
Matt's trying to bait me into an argument.
No, I'm not.
and I have nothing to say about this game.
Why did you say that like you were a captive?
I did play it.
I didn't play the game. I'm sorry,
I didn't
Matt.
play the game. I'm sorry, damn
I have nothing to say. I'm sorry that I voted it so low.
Nah, it's alright.
You know what? While we're here and I have to complain about something in every video that we do, it's a damn shame that none of us put a fucking Devil May Cry game on this list.
I didn't put Kingdom Hearts on either.
Yeah!
This list either. And I never even played that game, and I know that
Hey,
that's like.
You're not baiting me into this. I'm gonna shut up for once.
I'm not baiting anybody into anything. I was just
Hey,
saying that.
listen,
That's just
listen.
a fact, Mac.
Yeah, I know.
Listen. You know, as much as I think Kingdom Hearts should be on this list, I'm glad it's not. Because y'all know how I feel about Tetsuya Nomura.
Well, we'll talk
It
about.
is documented at this point.
Hopefully, we'll talk about that when we get to number 2, because we're gonna get to the next RPG game. And literally, I mean, spoilers. You know, there's only 2 games left. So, and y'all watched the forming of what games are on the list. We didn't tell you the order, but spoilers. There's only 2 games left. If you have been listening thus far, hopefully you know what number 2 is going to be. But we'll get there. But with that said, let's talk about the reasons why it is at number 3. Like we said in the beginning. Like I'll say
We
that.
just did.
No. Why is it number 3?
Because you made us vote.
well, let's be
Because
honest.
you made us do this. You held us down and made us watch you do this.
Well, let's just be honest here. We already know what number 1 was, but 1 and 2 could have.
I still forget.
True. 1 and 2 could easily basically 1 and 2 basically are 2. If we could be honest here, they were both at the 2 because 1 could be 2, 2 could be 3, could be 2. It just was. It was ridiculous. But we automatically knew what number 1 was because somebody put it on the fucking list. But we obviously knew that that game was going to be number 1. 2 and 3 was going to be tough. We couldn't do it. So that's the reason. That was the reason in short. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys.
So what did you just say?
I don't know, guys. Let's go. That's it, people.
That reminds me of the Huey, Dewey, Louie thing that missed you. You know, growing up, I was always confused which one was Huey, which one was Dewey, and which one was Louie. But what I did know is that one was Huey, one was Dewey, and one was Louie. Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly what I said.
It's pretty close. I'm thinking of reposting that one just to refresh it in the algorithm.
Interesting. Alright, guys, that's been good. So that was number 3. Resident Evil 4 is number 3. We'll come back tomorrow with number 2. Spoiler, you should know what it is. If you don't, then you'll be surprised.
Spoiler.
But, I mean, you already know what. You should know what it is, but, I mean...
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm saying if the audience didn't follow, it's not a spoiler to them.
It's not a spoiler to them. If you've been following, you should know. But if not, prepare to be surprised. Okay, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye.